Hello guys, Otaku Man here. Now I'm back with another video. I'm back. Now I have done the Naruto one. It's now the My Hero one. So let's start. Now this My Hero one is a little bit of different. I'm gonna add the concept of gate and dungeons and many other concepts. It was before the quirk arrived. Now, when first quirk arrived, people were kinda scared of the quirk users, but after a few years, it became pretty common. Now, it becoming a common thing, there was something else that was secretly high. It was literally hide from the public. You see, there was something this called the dimension rift, or what they call it, gate. Now, this gate would appear randomly at many random places. Now, how the government hide this gate? How they hide this gate from public is they have a device that actually, let's put this way, hypnotize. Yes, they brainwash few people to at least not spread the word of the gates, but there are a few internet rumors. Now nobody knows if it's true or not, so it's still a rumor that many people that does not know about. Many people say the gate is just a myth and an internet rumor. Now, without further ado, we go to our current timeline. We see if a 14-year-old Izuku Midoriya. Today was his last day of his middle school. Apparently, today wasn't a very good day for our main character. He seemed awfully down today. Now you might be thinking, why is he down? It's because of his childhood friend or childhood ex-friend Bakugo Katsuki. He hates Bakugo. He really hates Bakugo right now. At first, Bakugo was pretty good. He used to protect Izuku, but after many years, Bakugo become arrogant. Bakugo become arrogant and started to beat him up for normal fames, as his cronies, or Izuku like to call them, fake friends. They would urge Bakugo to bully him. Now Izuku seeing this, he literally decided he is not gonna fuck with anyone. Today it was too much. Today Bakugo told him to just to die and get a new quirk. He's not gonna lie, he was thinking about dying, but he calmed himself down. He didn't want it to worry his mother. No, he didn't want it to make his mother at fault. He knows that if he dies, or if he somehow disappear from the world, she's gonna blame herself. She's gonna blame herself that it's because of her he did not get a quirk. He doesn't want that. But what could he do? But because today is gonna be something's gonna happen to Izuku's life that is gonna change him completely. As Izuku was thinking about this, as he was sitting in the school roof, he was actually thinking about, attempt of suicide, but he decided not to do it, because he doesn't want to see his mom sad. As he was returning home, it was getting dark, so he decided to go home, and he knows that he's gonna get scolded. It's not scolding, but he's gonna feel miserable because he always worry his mother, as he hopes that he could at least be a hero. At least a hero like Ashota Aizawa, the eraser header. Now you might be thinking, how does he know Eraser's true name? Our Deku is a hero nerd. You can already say he figured it out. And he also heard a rumor that Aizawa apparently expelled the other, expel few students last year. Literally, he expelled the whole class. So he wasn't very keen on meeting this Aizawa person, but he was still his favorite. All Might is still his number one though. As he was passing under the bridge, you can already say it, he was passing under the same bridge. A gate open. Yeah. Talk about fucking Izuku's luck, as Izuku doesn't know what the hell is that. As the gate seems red. I mean, the gate was pretty much red, and it seems like a portal to a different place. Izuku, being curious as hell, he went a little bit closer to inspect the portal. But to unknowns to him, as he went close to the portal started to shine more dangerously. As the portal started to shine, as it started to suck Izuku inside, as Izuku tried to clinch onto one of the walls, but he could not. He slipped as he went inside the gate. As he did went inside the gate, he started falling. But at the opposite side of the gate, we see the government employee, or we could say the anti gate service, or whatever we call it. Wait a second. You see, some people arrive in black suits and car, as one of them had a very distinctive look, as the person just suddenly said in a little female voice. As the female voice said, "So what is the situation here? The situation is this gate suddenly open up, and apparently it's a red one." Hmm. As the woman just looked at the gate, as she thought, right now I should block this. As this woman used a little dimension quirk, she has the one and only dimension quirk in Japan. The whole Japan, she has the one and only dimension quirk. As she separated the dimension and connected the dimension to a different location where there are different gates linked together. As this gate was apprehended, as they all leave the place as soon as they can. But they didn't know. But there was something else that this caught the woman's eye. The woman who had a little elf-like ear. As we see the woman who has elf ear, green eyes, and silver hair. As the woman looked, the not the woman, sorry, the girl. She is apparently 17-year-old. So we see the girl just looked at a yellow bag. Yeah, she was confused because apparently the yellow bag? What is this doing here? As she picked up the bag and look inside the bag and saw there was some notebooks of a little kid. I mean, a middle school kid, I guess. As she looked at the bag carefully, as there was name written on it, Izuku Midoriya. Okay. As there was something called a hero analysis book. As she got a little interested and went to read it. She saw there were many information about different heroes, how to improve their weaknesses and every other thing. As she looked at the book and said, impressive." As she was pretty interested in the person who just wrote the book, so she decided she's gonna hold on to it. She put the bag and the hero analysis book into her own storage ring. Yes, she has something similar to a storage ring. As we switch perspective to her to Izuku. Let's say Izuku wasn't on a good shape right now. Izuku apparently was pretty wounded right there. Izuku's body was in pain as he was still limping on the place. This place was like in ruins, something like similar to that. As he was moving slowly as he could because he was pretty injured. He suddenly found a bright light. As he went toward the bright light and then suddenly saw something that literally shook him. The whole city. No, this city doesn't seem like Japan. No, it wasn't even Japan at all. It was not even Tokyo, not even Akihabara. It was an unknown city. An unknown city where it seems like there were an apocalypse here. Izuku was a fan of zombie movies and other apocalypse shit movies, so you can already assume he was thinking about what the hell is this? Did he teleport into a different country, or did he teleport into a different dimension? Yes, Izuku was thinking about this, as Izuku was pretty much correct in his own analysis. As Izuku was moving around the ruined city, the city seems quiet, too quiet, as there was no sound of anything. It was like a ghost town, the ghost city. As he was moving around, Izuku, let's say, Izuku felt earthquake. Yes, it was like something was coming toward him with something very big, a robot like something was coming toward him. As Izuku feeling danger, he decided to trust his gut and literally hide under a car. Yes, he decided to hide under a broken car. As he was hiding, a big ass monster. Izuku Lesse wanted to scream. He wanted to scream help, but nah. He knew that if he screams help, he's screwed. A big monster. It was seems like a hybrid between a snake and a lion. Damn, it looked like a fucking griffin to him. As it was seems like a mix between a griffin and many other animals. As this big animal was moving around the whole city. Izuku decided to stay quiet as possible. But well, what could he do as he was shaking? With the shaking, his heartbeat was increasing at a rapid rate. The beast stopped beside the car. Izuku wanted to just curse his luck. Izuku stayed quiet as possible he could. He closed his eyes. He was wishing at least he should not get caught. As the beast just growled. The beast did not growl toward Izuku, but the beast actually growled and started to fly. As Izuku just released the sigh, as he said, "Damn, I survived. What is this place? No, this place, I'm pretty sure this is a different dimension. No animal possesses quirk. There are only few animals who possess quirk, but there is no animal like that. Did I end up suddenly in a city where monsters live or something like that?" He was thinking. He was thinking what to do. Now, as it was going on, go to the My Hero world. As we see, Inko was getting worried whole by whole. She wanted to curse as she said, "Damn Mizuko, where are you? I'm pretty worried. Where did you go?" As she called Mitsuki. Mitsuki said, "No, I haven't seen Izuku. He's not here as well." As she knows that Izuku doesn't have any friends beside Katsuki, but still, as she went to the school and said, where is her son?" As the school said, "He already left." Now, she filed a complaint about her son went missing and something like that. As it went happen, we see the same woman with the elf ear and the green eyes. Yep. As we see the woman just look toward the hero analysis book, and she was pretty impressed because apparently, as what she could gather information about the boy that this book belongs to is a quirkless. As she was pretty surprised because apparently being quirkless and able to analyze many different quirks like this is a very impressive feat on its own. As the way the how to improve their quirk as well, and the other thing, they're pretty effective. And damn, if this kid was in my agency or any other hero's agency, they would be able to, let's say, become stronger and pretty easily. There are even weaknesses about some villains and their quirks. This kid is actually very impressive, as she thought. Now, as she sent her friend, I mean, she did owe her some, so she sent her friend there to at least look for the kid. Her friend came, as her friend said, "Tess, I could not find." I mean, sorry, cancel that. Her friend came and said, "Cecilia, I'm sorry, but I couldn't find this kid you are talking about." As Cecilia said, "Huh? I mean, he lived where I found the red gate. You know the red gate." "I know, but the kid went missing." As when she said the word, her eyes widened. "What do you mean?" He went missing, really. He did not come home from school." As she was thinking, did the gate escort him, or did he went inside the gate? Now she had a little serious face as she was thinking. Did he went inside? She decided to not to investigate that much, but she stated, "Could you please, little looked into this person? I mean, even if he's kidnapped, you should at least try to look for the kid." As she said, "Okay, Cecilia, I owe you, so why not?" As she said, "I hope that he did not went into the red gate," as she thought to herself. But if it happens, I don't know if he's gonna survive or not. Now we switch perspective to Izuku. We see Izuku was fighting few monsters. Yes, he made a spear. It was pretty hard actually. He actually was grateful that he has seen some few survival shows, how to survive in the wild and other thing. And he also played some apocalypse games, so it was easy to make few makeshift items. Izuku made a spear out of a rod, and he found a baseball bat to at least to defend himself. Izuku actually was pretty amazed because they were not just monsters; they were zombies here as well. And Izuku was thinking maybe these big monsters are fault of zombies. As Izuku was killing zombies left and right, Izuku for some reason felt stronger. Yes, Izuku doesn't know why, but he felt stronger every time he defeats one zombie or two. Izuku felt stronger and stronger. Izuku doesn't know. He thinks like he might have found something like similar to a dungeon from RPG. So Izuku, without wasting any time, started to, you know, smashing zombies left and right. As he was smashing zombies left and right, he did find few items. And you might be thinking, items? Izuku would let's say he's pretty grateful because those items are not these items are out of the world. Those items are mythical grade items. As Izuku finds something called Odin's Lost Eye. Yes, the name suddenly came into his mind as the eyes were glowing. As the moment he touched the eye, it was glowing. The eye looked like a pretty rare item to Izuku. Now, Izuku actually saw a description suddenly appear as he was holding the eye. As its name says, names Odin's Lost Eye, rank mythical pretty much, an eye from Ares' strongest god, and the sacrifice for knowledge and Miriam's will. One equipped you will be able to learn rune writing and able to reverse magic to disassemble or destroy it. Now, Izuku looked at the eye as he was thinking, should he put it on? How do even he put it on? As suddenly another message appeared. Would the user like to? Would you like to equip the item? As Izuku just thought, yes, why not? As he said, equip the item, he felt pain. He felt pain in the eyes as he started to scream because the pain was in unbearable. As the pain was unbearable, he screamed as he was attracting many zombies' attention towards him. As after a whole as 3 minutes, he subbed as the pain disappeared. Izuku felt a very various of knowledge appear in his head. Izuku just said, "Whoa, the knowledge of ruins and other things interesting." Izuku right apparently is as Izuku cut his hand a little bit and a right ruin on his palm. This ruin was called the Ruins of Flight. Pretty much it gives Izuku the ability to fly. As he get the ruin in his arms, as the ruin glowed, as the glow died down, Izuku's body was glowing golden. As Izuku leaped from the building, as He appeared in the one of the rooftop building as he stated. Whoa, this really works. As Izuku said, damn, I got a flight ability permanently. As Izuku said, so there was something called a status page or statics. Izuku looked his level was 29 right now, as level 29. His strength was pretty good, up to 56. Stamina, 60. And the most other thing, and he saw something called MP, as he was thinking, what is this MP? Mind you, Izuku has never played any, magic type RPG because they were pretty rare there. As Izuku thought, it might be something similar to an energy or mana, something like that. As Izuku looked through his mind and saw, damn, there are various knowledge about magic and many are different magic. As Izuku saw, he is able to do something called Hellfire. This fire is not from hell itself, but it's a very powerful flames and many different various of spells. He is able to enchant items and many other different things. Even able to control various energies. Let's see, he got a very OP item for himself. As Izuku looked at the broken glass as it was showing his reflection, Izuku's eyes, his sclera and iris, they were not the same anymore. His both eyes permanently turned. His sclera was black and his iris were green. As Izuku thought, I guess it is the downside of the power that I receive, huh? Okay. As we see, he continued to his journey. As Izuku continued his journey, he found various difficulty on the journey. As let's say, it wasn't very human-like. In one journey, let's say he was literally searching for at least one human life, one intellect life form, but he could not find any. It seems like the whole world, he is the only human. Let's say at some point he was literally crying in his sleep because he wanted to return to his world. He wanted to return to his world. Izuku, let's say, obtained a special attribute as a spellbook of space. You see, he also received a portal ability, but right now he need to upgrade the portal ability to the point where he could now manipulate space. As Izuku was grinding to himself, Izuku's body and everything started to change. Izuku's body structure and everything changed. His body was not the same anymore. He looked like he's 18 or 17 at this point because in this dimension time worked pretty differently. Izuku felt like he has been 2 years already. Izuku still feel bad for his mother, but in reality it only has been 6 months. Yeah, 6 months has passed already since he has been found lost. Let's say the police almost they gave up on finding Izuku, as Izuku's mother still would go out of the house and search for Izuku herself. She would take out Izuku's photo and tell to every person, "Have you seen this kid? Have you seen anywhere?" As we see, another month passed in the original world. There was no traces of Izuku in the world, like Izuku disappeared from this place. As for Cecilia, we see Cecilia just looked more annoyed, as you may be thinking why. She is not thinking about Izuku, no, she is annoyed because of a different reason. Apparently, UA has been bugging UA, the school for heroes have been bugging her to actually teach there, be the heroic teacher of that place. Pretty much, she's thinking if she should go there or not. As she thought, why not? I haven't done any job since. I haven't done anything since the red gate appeared, so why not? As she decided to accept that. Now we go to our main character. As Izuku was pretty much out of shape at this point. As we see, Izuku looked toward the same creature the first day he met, his first day when he came to this world. As Izuku just looked at the creature and gave a very dangerous smirk and stated, "He he he. You know, I really hid from you my first day when I came here, but I have come toward you to defeat you." As Izuku said the word, pretty menacingly, as he started to release bloodlust. As the creature did not budge, I mean the creature also started to release the bloodlust as well. As they both rushed toward each other as a very big fight happened. The city they were in, the city was pretty much on ruins at this point. Every building was destroyed. Izuku was throwing energy attack toward the giant griffin. As the griffin was also not going down pretty easily, Izuku just got annoyed and said, as he clicked his tongue and stated, "Damn it, this fucker doesn't die." As Izuku just said, "Damn it, this fucker has regeneration." As Izuku just decided to, I guess I gotta use the sword. I thought I could defeat you by hand, but who cares? As Izuku took out a rusted sword, a rusty sword pretty much, but there was ruin on it. Izuku put the ruin on there himself. The ruins of Unbreakable, the ruins of Sharpness, the ruins of Demon, and other many more ruins. This one sword was the one strongest sword that Izuku possesses. There is another sword that Izuku has that is stronger than this one, but that sword is too hard to control. But this one was the first sword that Izuku was able to make. Even though the sword looked rusty as hell, but this sword is pretty powerful. As Izuku took the blade out from his sheath, I mean, he took the blade out from his inventory as it appeared in his hand. As Izuku said, "I guess this is gonna be my final attack. If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna retreat." As Izuku took the blade, as he raised the blade on the air, as he stated, "Release everything. System bust." No, scratch the name. As Izuku said, "Perish. Final cut." As Izuku said the word final cut, as the sword was releasing dangerous amount of mana energy. As the sword was also releasing QI and every energy as is known to in this dimension. As the energy was releasing toward the sky, as Izuku used a slash motion, the griffin was cut in half. As not just was the griffin, as the griffin was as behind griffin, everything turned into ruins. The city itself, let's say the city itself was nothing but a desert at this point. There was no life. It seems every one of the monster just got killed by Izuku's final attack. As Izuku fell onto his knees as he stated, "This attack took all my mana. I cannot stand at all." As Izuku heard a little voice. As as Izuku looked forward, as his status plate showed, "User received regeneration. User received." As Izuku's arms suddenly started to glow, as Izuku looked at the gauntlet that he possessed, "User received the dark gear." As Izuku was thinking, the dark gear? What kind of fucked up thing is this? As Izuku looked at the description of the dark gear, this dark gear possesses the ability to pretty much control whatever he wants. The dark gear main abilities are pretty much stealing other people's ability. As the dark gear has a different form as well. Now, as Izuku just looked pretty victorious right now. As he said, "Let's test it." You see, his mana just refill right now after he defeat the big griffin. As Izuku said, "Let's test it." You see the red part here that was glowing. Let's imagine it green. As it was glowing green. As he started to create a black hole, literally a black hole in the palm. As Izuku decided to stop, not to stop, he decided to throw a black ball a size of, let's say, a mini globe. As it hesitated to throw the black hole toward the ruins and other things, Izuku saw the destruction it caused. Not just destruction, it sucked everything beside Izuku. As it was sucking everything, our main character just looked at the gauntlet with pure pride and amusement. As Izuku said, this gauntlet has the ability to control the space-time itself. Let's see. As Izuku made a slashing motion, like as he was doing a karate chop, as he did, a portal as he cut a dimension pretty much. He just cut a dimension and opened another dimension rift. As Izuku just looked at the dimension with pure amazement, as a dangerous smirk appeared and stated, "He he he. I guess time to go home." As Izuku literally just jumped down the portal. As Izuku jumped down the portal, as Izuku's senses were going haywire because apparently living in that world, being constantly in danger, Izuku has developed something called a sixth sense, or what we call it, danger sense, pretty much. And he is able to sense up to many various miles. He could able to even sense the whole city he was in. He tried to get out of the city, but apparently the city seems like endless. As Izuku's senses went haywire because he was feeling the presence of different humans everywhere, not just human monsters and many different hybrids at this point. As we see in the city of Misfotia, a rift was open. Now Cecily Alcord, yes, this is the full name of the heroine of our show here. As we see, Cecilia just got a little notification by her, subordinate. As they were saying, Cecilia, there is a big portal open up toward the city. As she just literally went there, as in one of her team, they were able to use something called illusion. Yes, as they were able to create illusions so big that the whole city was unaffected, as they were doing that with jobs. As they were moving to the place where the portal opened. As the portal opened, they were about to stabilize the portal to teleport it to a different place, the place where they study the portals. As they were about to stabilize the portal. Suddenly, out of the portal, a different kind of a person came out. The person had black hair. As they could not see his eyes. His eyes seems like his sclera and irises were a little different from normal humans. As Tess looked at this person, she was feeling dangerous because this person whole aura demeanor was her whole body was saying run because this person was dangerous. As she said, Everyone get ready, we might have to fight him." As the people were getting ready, as Izuku just literally looked toward the person just there. As Izuku said, "Hey, hey, hey, you're pretty beautiful." As with the blink of an eye, Izuku literally came close towards Cecilia. As Cecilia, before they could do anything, Izuku grabbed her by the hand. As Izuku just looked at her and started to hug her by the waist and stated, you're the more beautiful person I've ever seen in my whole life. What's your name, pretty lady?" As let's say Cecilia, for some reason she blushed because the man was half naked already. As she looked at the person as she was shattering a little bit. As for the few people, subordinates especially, they feel jealous because most of them were apparently guys and they were fucking jealous. As one of them just rushed toward Izuku, as Izuku just looked at the person and said, peasant." As Izuku just used something called let's say a shockwave spell. As Izuku snapped his finger, and he released a shockwave toward the person who came toward him. Let's say the person's whole body was broken beyond repair, as the person was pretty much knocking on the dead's doorstep, pretty much. As Cecilia, seeing the situation getting worse, this person was pretty much monster. As Cecilia decided to use something. Why are you hurting people? I did not want to hurt people, Izuku said himself. He was pretty serious right there. Izuku said, your person that attacked me, and it was my self-defense. As Cecilia just stated, what's your name? As Izuku just stated, I haven't used my name since long. Izuku Midoriya. As when he said Izuku Midoriya, her eyes widened. She still remembers the kid, but she really could not put her finger put her hand on the name. As she said, Mr. Midoriya, are you the one that was kidnapped 6 months ago? 6 months? I think it was been 2 years. As Cecilia got it what happened. She got the gist of it. Apparently, the red portal sucked up this boy, and it seems the boy has become powerful. As she was thinking, should she disclose this information to the other? As she looked toward her subordinate, as they were still wary of this monster. As she signaled her most loyal subordinate to at least use a little hypnosis on the man that was fighting with her. As she explained to Izuku, said, Mr. Midori, if you please let me go, I need to explain you a few things. As Izuku said, why not explain it this way? I like it. Your body is pretty soft, you know. As she just blushed more. As she was pretty annoyed, as she had a sharp look on her eyes and said, Mr. Midoriya, if you please. As Izuku said, fine, fine. As Izuku let her go. But nah, Izuku really still did not let her go, as she said, come follow me. As she went, as she turned her back toward Izuku, as Izuku just literally was fondling her butt and stated, "You know you got a nice ass down here as well." As she just literally slapped his hand away. As Izuku said, "Ow, that hurt, you know." As she did not say anything, as she said, "Follow me." As she explained about how this gate suddenly appeared after quirk appearance and different things, and yeah. As Izuku said, I would like to give you information about the gate I went inside, but I cannot say this. You can, let's say, you can enter the gate. As Cecilia said, why can't we enter the gate? You see, the gate is pretty much. You see, when Izuku was in the city of ruins, he was pretty much went into a different portal, but he really could not get there because the portal was rejecting his presence itself. As Cecilia said, yes, you're right. I have also tried that. And many of our people tried to went inside, but we could not get there. It seems like the portal was rejecting us or something like that. Yeah, I really don't know why, but it was rejecting me as well there when I tried to get back here. But to me, it seems like 2 years. What do you mean you spent 2 years there? You see, I was 14 when I get back there, and do I look like a 14-year-old right now? No, you don't look like a 14. You look like a 17 or 18. Yeah, 18. So, I'm sorry, I just fucked up the math. He looked like 16, sorry. He looked like 16-year-old. As she said, no, you look like a 16-year-old right now. As she explained the situation as he was in, he was found kidnapped and everything. He was found missing. As the police stopped searching for you. And the good thing is your mother is still looking for you, know that, right? As Izuku just stayed quiet. He was sad. No, he was enjoying there for a while, but he still missed his mother. As Izuku said, "Can I go to my own home?" As this time Izuku was not playful. He was completely opposite. He was quiet and he wanted to meet his mother. As Cecilia got the gist and said, I guess at least you've become serious right now, huh? What do you like to be right now? A hero may be good, but it doesn't seem like that good. Hey, how about you work with me? Cecilia offered. As our main character said, work with you, what kind of work you do? The same work. When you came into the city, you created a big portal. Our job is to stabilize the portal, or if even if it's something came out of the portal, fight it. As Izuku pondered for a while. Why not? Excellent. As Cecilia seemed pretty happy right there. As Cecilia said, "Welcome to the team, Mr. Midoriya." Thank you. As Izuku signed the terms and conditions and a different thing. As Izuku got some clothes, he was pretty much half naked. So yeah, he got some clothes and other thing. As Izuku, as they sent, as she sent Izuku via a car. As Izuku was sitting in the car as he was just looking all around. Even though in here just 6 months has passed, but for me it was 2 years. 2 years without seeing any human presence. He was getting mad pretty much. Apparently his state of his mind is pretty fucked up. Yeah, his state of his mind is pretty fucked up. You know that, right? As Izuku knocked the door. As someone said, "I'm coming." As Inko went there, and as she opened the door, she just looked at the person. She stayed quiet. She was stunned. This person looked like exactly like Izuku, but a little bit more older. As her hands were shaking as she come close to the person and said, Izuku, hey ma." As as tears were falling down from Izuku's eyes, and Inko just hugged Izuku. She hugged Izuku after so long time. Her search. She she really could not believe her baby boy has returned. She let's say she as Izuku herself said, "Yes, mom, I have come." As Izuku explained to Inko what happened, he did not explain that he went inside there, but he stated he go on with a different story because he didn't want to worry his mother. As Izuku stated that I I was hit by a person's quirk, and apparently they did a little bit experiment with me. As Inko's heart just shuddered. As said, Experiment? What did they do to you, baby? You see here, don't you? I have a quirk, mother. A quirk that I could do anything with it. I have a quirk of infinite knowledge and many different variety of powers. Mother, I am stronger than normal humans. I am a monster." As Inko just hugged Izuku and said, "Even if you're a monster, I will still accept you, Izuku, don't need to worry." As Izuku felt at peace for the first time in his life. This was something that Izuku did not expect to have. Izuku feels his life is complete. Now time skip. Let's say Izuku felt at home, and Izuku felt pretty peace at home. Not just peace, Izuku felt many more things than peace. Inko just looked at Izuku and said, "You have become skinny, Izuku. Wait, I'm gonna make you katsudon." As let's say that day, Inko feed Izuku so much food that he did not able to move from his spot. He still laughed heartily as Izuku's phone buzzed. As Inko stated, "Is that your phone, Izuku?" "Yes, mother." As Izuku looked at the phone and said Cecilia was calling him. As he said, "Ha, sweet chicks, what can I do for you?" As Cecilia just sighed and said, "So how are you adjusting to the new environment right now?" As Izuku said, "I'm apparently pretty fine, really. I'm able to adjust pretty well. Hey, we haven't talked about that, but we haven't talked about the powers that you said you were quirkless before, right? We haven't we haven't evaluated you pretty much. We have to still know about the powers you received. As Izuku said, I'm gonna explain you a little bit later, tomorrow, I guess. Okay. As Izuku cut the phone, as Inko just said, so who was it? As Izuku said, you see, mother, I joined a hero agency. A hero agency? What is the name? As Izuku stated, this agency is a little bit of secret, so you can say they do the most of the dirty work. Let's say the dirty works like whenever the heroes put the villain into the jail, is their jobs to make sure the villain does not commit crimes anymore. He decided to test the word a little bit. Apparently, that agency that Izuku has joined, they do not do anything like that. I mean, they do not even fucking give a shit about villains at all. In their eyes, villains are just fucking cockroaches. I mean, they have stronger quirks, and the government does not pay them for these kind of things. The government they pay them for the supernatural occurrence, pretty much the supernatural things that happens. As Inko said, interesting. I hope Izuku you're not making a mistake because at some point you might say that this agency it was a mistake to join in. As you see, Izuku actually designed a cloak himself. Yeah, Izuku started to write a few ruins around the cloth. As he was writing the ruins, apparently this cloak apparently helps him to blend into the different things in different part of the different place. This cloak also grant him innate telekinesis, protection from arrows and different bullets. Let's say this robe is pretty good for Izuku. As we see, Izuku the next day come to the agency where Cecilia was. As Cecilia said, come on, let's test you how strong you are. As Cecilia gave Izuku which level he does want to fight. As there were three levels, mortal. Then there was something called dummy guard. Then guard. As Izuku decided to at least test his theory, said, "Do you have any god level opponent here? I mean, we have god level opponent here. Which level are you in?" As Cecilia, let's say, stayed quiet and stated, "Huh? You can you say which level I am?" As Izuku just looked at Cecilia, as Odin's lost eye started to do his work. As Izuku said, "You're a demigod level, or even higher than. You're the middle of the demigod realm, are you?" As Cecilia just smiled and said, "Yep, I'm in the middle of the demigod. I mean, I'm pretty close to God, but not that close. I'm half step close to God." As Izuku just looked at Cecilia and said, "But your presence and the other magical part is weak." As she said, "I am magically half God stepped one." As she said, "I'm not physically good, but I am magically pretty strong." As Izuku just looked at her, As Izuku noticed something, "So you don't possess quirk?" "No, no, no. I don't possess quirk. It's something that our family possessed." "Your family possessed?" I'm not getting the gist of it. What do you mean? What you trying to say? "I mean, the powers that I have is not quirk. It's magic." As Izuku said, "Magic exists?" I mean, of course, if dimension portal exists, why wouldn't magic exist? As Izuku just said, "Good, good, good, awesome." As she said, "So who would you wanna fight?" As Izuku said, "You." As Cecilia just gave a big smirk and said, "Really? Now you wanna fight me?" I said, "Yeah, of course." Now let's say their fight, a long 2 hours of fight. They were pretty even. Not even. Apparently, Izuku wasn't using his full power. He was just using 10% of his power, as Izuku said. "Huh, I should go higher. She is able to handle it, it seems." As Izuku started to give a dangerous smirk as his presence entirely changed. Izuku's presence a few seconds ago seems like normal right now, but now it was more dangerous than unusual. Izuku's body was emanating bloodlust so horrible that she wanted to faint right now. But she was standing her own against Izuku as Izuku said, "Hey, you were able to withstand that. Impressive. I wonder how if you were able to withstand it." As Izuku's arms, they were not burning, but they were glowing with magical energy as the green aura around Izuku's arm started to crackle. As it started to crackle around the arm more and more, as Izuku stated, "I guess I should do it." Reality punch. As it punched in the air, it created a very big shockwave. As the shockwave just literally went towards Cecilia, she tried to block it by using the earth, but damn, let's say she literally just went toward the wall as she stuck into the wall like a splash. As Izuku just literally came close to her and said, "Ah, I guess I messed up." As it was just 50%, but damn. As Izuku went close to Cecilia, started to heal her. As with the help of Odin's law, with the help of magic, he healed her completely. As she said, "What was that?" 50% of my power. Why? Cecilia just said, "50% of this motherfucker's power was that?" As Cecilia just said, "I guess you're close to God. But for right now, not to go some jealousy, I'm gonna make you a dummy god level." As his ID was made. Now there were two ID was made, a hero ID and a second ID was the hunter ID. Yes, they're called hunters. As in the hunter ID, his rank is apparently demigod. As for the hero ID, his rank is apparently is unknown. I mean they aren't really uncalculated. Pretty much it is blank right there for now. As she said, "I guess we gotta go to the Hero Association for your rank evaluation." My rank is pretty close to number 3. Yep, she is the number 3 hero if you wanna know. As you might be thinking, she is the number 3 hero, but how is she so popular? You see, even though she doesn't save people, it's because of her fucking beauty. Yep, Cecilia is only number 3 hero because of her fucking beauty. Now, as they went to the hero assassination, as they started to calculate Izuku's powers. Now, for the special member of the it's a special member of the organization Izuku is from. They decided to do it as a special one. As the special one was, they estimate Izuku's power level was pretty much close to number 2. Now, for his powers are more than number 2, just more than number 2. But for safety reason and for not to cause any uproar to the normal human's life, they decide to rank him by number 2 position. Let's say Endeavor was salty right there. You see, when Endeavor received a notification in his phone as his rank just dropped. Yeah, he was contacted by the Hero Association. His rank was dropped. As Endeavor was angry, said, "Who surpassed me?" Um, a 16-year-old kid surpassed you, sir." As the other side was pretty much silence as they heard a few breaking sound as they said, I guess he's mad," as they cut the call. Now we see Izuku and Cecilia, they were on a date. As you might be thinking, why are they on a date? Apparently Cecilia herself just asked Izuku on a date. Yeah, it was an interesting thing to witness. Cecilia asked Izuku out on a date. As for Izuku being out of fashion and fashion and a little bit of human sense, he doesn't know what a date mean. I mean, he never received a date when he was in middle school, so it was still alien to him. As he and Cecilia, they were just having a normal little dinner. As Cecilia asked him about the analysis, the hero analysis book. As Izuku remember, oh, my analysis book. I have many more in my home. Wanna see? As Cecilia said, oh, why not? As they had pretty good time, as we see, someone was keeping an eye out on Izuku, as this person might be a little bit different from other, as it was none other than the dragon here. No, no, fuck. Wait. You see, Clara Harvey. Yeah, her name was Clara Harvey. As she was literally looking toward her friend Cecilia's new date. That man was pretty handsome, as she has a blush on her face. Now, as you can see, some dragon horns some demonic horns or dragon horns on her head. As she looked at them from a distance. She's the number 4 hero. Yep, she has got that position because of her unofficial ranking, as she has also worked in the same organization as Cecilia, but her rank is lower than Cecilia. Cecilia is the leader of a squad, as she is the part of the squad itself. As Cecilia said, that man is interesting. I guess gonna have some fun when I steal him from her. As she just gave a little smirk as Stardo went on her own way. As for Cecilia just noticed her from there, as she thought, what is she thinking right now? Is she trying to do something funny right now? I hope not. As her and Izuku's date was going on pretty well, as she had a pretty good time. Izuku was not like any other person in the squad. Many person in the squad tried to ask her on a date, but she always refused them because they are not worthy of her. Izuku was the first person who was ever worthy of her. He was the first person that did the bold thing that anyone ever wanted to do. Let's say when she first met Izuku, her heart was beating for the first time for someone else. Something about Izuku that made her crazy for him. She doesn't know it, but let's say she tried to see Izuku as her potential love interest. Apparently, you know, it's like a soulmate bond that she's tried to have toward Izuku. But as for Izuku, let's say Izuku doesn't feel shit for her. I mean, he only feel lust. As you might be thinking, yes, being out of humanity for 2 years made Izuku's mentality of having a big family. Yep, Izuku at first wanted one woman to live his life, but now he wants more than one. He wanted to create a big ass family. Yep, pretty much he has become a wild animal. So we are gonna left it over here. The next part is gonna be like is gonna be in the USJ pretty much. Izuku is gonna appear in the USJ itself. And let's say his interaction with the class 1A and B is gonna be a bit different than usual. So this is the part where we're gonna left off.